Yeah, you're definitely not wrong about that. It is one heck of a boppin' theme. Ah, there's volume. I worried that there wouldn't be for a hot second. It's just kind of quiet. I might need to adjust the audio levels because I can barely hear the video game right now. Okay, this is just a quiet game, I guess. I'm really at just 12%? Well, I almost have all the parts. I might adjust the audio levels here. Yeah, that's stupid mask. How do I, It was the right stick. It was that there. Anyway, so things have gotten a little bit crazy around here, what with, you know, Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe coming out, Metroid Prime Remastered coming out, Octopath Traveler 2 coming out that I finally got. And, you know, I did the first stream of this like a week ago and haven't had the chance to hop back into it since because we've been trying to stay on top of other things. But now I'm coming back to it, and you know, I took long enough that in terms of, you know, my daily uploads that I queue up with whatever series, I'm actually out of these ones as of today, which is why it's good to do this. So, you know, this is in terms of the difference in time between Twitch streaming and YouTube uploading, this is probably gonna go up tomorrow. It's probably the case. It's really quiet, so I'm gonna adjust it majorly in OBS here. Don't know why the game is so dang quiet, but hey, that's a little bit better. So yeah, I usually like to be a little bit more on top of my upload situation, not have to worry about things for a while, where I can just, you know, kind of go ham on them for a little while, and then I have a large buffer, and then I don't need to worry about running out of uploads for them anytime soon. So anyone tuning into that series, you know, has that series continue to be ongoing instead of it taking long breaks. Oh, that's not a thing that I can land on. And well, I almost missed the thingamabob for this, and that was like, that must have been 8 days ago, because I had 8 days worth of thingamabob, so of videos, so, you know, a smidge ago. Ooh, do I want that though? Dang it. Dang it. But yeah, let's just see here. And let's just see here. Whatever jokes the FE engaged devs around, because we got DLC on the 7th in North America. What time though? Yeah, we're not sure about that. And then like 2 days after that is also the next wave of Mario Kart DLC. So there's 2 more things getting added to the schedule out of nowhere. Oh, another thing added to the schedule out of nowhere was the Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope DLC that released yesterday after they had only announced it on their Twitter account, apparently. I can't play it still. My thingamabob is still bugged out. Apparently a lot of users, including myself, are running into this issue where it counts them as owning the DLC, but not fully, which means that I just can't play it right now. To be more specific, if you go to the season pass in the eShop, it shows all of the individual things in the season pass owned, including the bonus thingamabob that comes with ordering the season pass, but the season pass itself doesn't count as bought for some reason. So I don't know why that is, but that seems to be the case. So I just can't play the season pass there. I was debating about, you know, both Kirby is new here, and I could get like some more videos of that, and the new DLC and this is new, so I figured like, oh, they're equal weight of importance to me then. If I can get uploads going for either one of those, then great. So I actually did try this again earlier, and it's still not working. Apparently there was a like announcement from Ubisoft like 12 hours ago, I believe it was, when I was looking into it, being like, all right, we're aware of this issue, we're looking into it, we're gonna try to fix it. But yeah, so that's kind of added to the schedule out of nowhere. But I can't actually play it until they fix it. I'm sure most of the content creators that wanted to showcase it have probably showcased it by now. But my thingamabob is bugged, so I just can't do it until until it gets fixed. So there's that at least. But yeah, entire game industry went half gaming that dumped everything this year. Yeah, that's what it feels like. I typically don't, you know, put the oh, should I don't put the list out there, but I do make like a little notepad list just for my own reference of all the games that I plan to, like all the already released games that I plan to get to in any given year. And I feel I didn't quite get through all of them last year, but I feel like I did pretty good. I can load it up here. It's in my little Discord thing that I just used to like take down notes and send stuff to myself. The games that I made so I made this list. Wow, Christmas Day 2021. This was my list of already released games that I wanted to play in 2022. Assassin's Creed Unity, done. Assassin's Creed Chronicles China, India, and Russia, all done. AC Syndicate, done. Mario and Luigi Bowser Inside Story, Bowser Minions, done. Paper Mario 1000 Year Door, I didn't quite get to that. That didn't quite happen. Super Mario Odyssey, we did that. Tales Symphonia, it's in progress. It's in a little bit of a weird place. It's on and off and stuff. Fire Emblem Three Houses, Black Eagle's Empire route. We did that, like, pretty late, but we did that. Fire Emblem Fates Conquest, I evidently didn't get to that. Metroid Prime. Yeah, I did that, and I also have to do it again now, is the case. Whoops, no, not Mario Rabbids. And Xenoblade Chronicles X. So I had how many games here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 on my list of ones I wanted to get to. And there was only 2 that I didn't get to, Paper Mario Thousand Year Door and Fire Emblem Fates Conquest, until Symphonia is like in progress. So I'd say I didn't get to like 2.5 out of those 13. But relatively, I'd say I relatively did a pretty good job. Anyway, the reason why I don't announce these lists is because, like, I don't want to put expectations like out there being like, oh yeah, he's for sure gonna get to that. You know, I don't want to, you know, put myself set in stone here to be doing these, but it's my rough plan of what I hope to do if I have time. Here's the list for 2023. So it looks like I made this Christmas Day 2022 was the case. I guess I'm just continuing with that trend there. So the ones that I wrote down for this year are Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, because I failed to do it last year. Mario and Luigi Partners in Time, that'd be cool. AC Origins, we're almost done with that. Okay, that'll be 1 done. You know, that's getting pretty close here. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, so I want to get through like at least 2 Assassin's Creed games in the same year. Fire Emblem Fates Conquest is back again. The next route of Fire Emblem Warriors, Three Hopes. Metroid Prime Hunters is there. I also originally had Metroid Prime 2 Echoes on here as like one I wanted to get to this year, but now that Prime Remastered is out on the Switch and there's rumors that like the other Prime games might be coming, I might actually hold off and just not do it. Of course, if they announce Prime 4 is, you know, coming to the Switch in the nearish future and there's no word on Prime 2 or Prime 3, I'll just play it then. So I think that Prime 2, like as a for sure thing coming up, might be canceled. I'll still do Prime Hunters though. Prime Pinball I might do. Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2. Tales Symphonia is still in progress. Persona 5 Strikers, once we're done with Persona 5. And Pokemon Coliseum, which we're also almost done with. So one more session of Pokemon Coliseum and we'll be done with that. And AC Origins, like maybe a few more streams, something like that to get through the DLC. But apart from that, you know, we're a few months into the new year and I've barely started on that, mental, physical, whatever the heck list there to, get through games of the year. AC Origins, we always start like a new Assassin's Creed playthrough at the beginning of the year, so we did start doing that. And I wanted footage of Coliseum and the Scarlet and Violet essay, so we're doing that. So at least I've started 2 on that list there, but the game schedule is in such a crazy place right now that I really don't know how soon it's going to be until I can cover other things there, especially in the wake of the Scarlet Violet video essay, which is like consumed my life. You love the Thousand Year Door, so do I! Thousand Year Door is amazing! I love that game. It's funny because I never even owned a GameCube. I don't need the health there. I never even owned a GameCube, but I found out towards the end of the Wii's lifetime that it was back compatible, so I bought like a GameCube save data cart. I got a GameCube controller, and I picked up a couple secondhand GameCube games from my local GameStop. So I only own like a small handful of GameCube games like Pokemon Coliseum, Mario Sunshine, but the biggest one was Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. I don't know what compelled me to pick that game up when I saw it on the shelf at GameStop that one day, but I saw it as a kiddo and I was like, that looks cool, let's play it. And I played it and I was like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. So even though I only own like a few GameCube games and that's it, I've played through Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door on my Wii like probably 2 or 3 times. It's probably 3, honestly. I probably played it at least 3 times. So it's really funny because, you know, GameCube was not my first home console. My first home console was a PS2 instead. That was the console era that I had. So, you know, only found out that I could play GameCube games a little bit later and got into Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, and it was so awesome. And it was kind of before, I guess there were internet guides for things at this point, you know, around the time of the Wii, but they weren't, you know, super big, and I didn't think that, you know, there would be a whole lot of them out there. So I remember, I probably don't have it anywhere around anymore, but I made like a stack of papers where I recorded like every single shines, what are they called again? Just shines, I guess? The Super Mario Sunshine shines in the game, as well as all the star pieces. And I made, like, as a kid, my own little guide for collecting everything there in Thousand Year Door. it might still be around in like some old storage bin or something like that potentially, but it probably isn't. I haven't seen it in a long time. But that was way before I was ever making things like Fire Emblem spreadsheets. I was making you know, my little guides that only I would read for Paper Mario with a 1,000-Year Door. Of course, there were some things that I was able to look up and I kept in mind in subsequent playthroughs, like the Yoshi colors and stuff. I thought that was a cool thing where it's like the time the Yoshi hatches will, you know, impact the color your Yoshi has for the entire playthrough there. So there's that. Anyway, not to mention Elden Ring announced paid DLC 3 days after the 1-year anniversary at 3 a.m. of all times. Oh boy, 3 a.m. Perfect time to announce a new big thing where Bob is coming there. But yeah, if Shadow of the Erd Tree releases this year, I'm gonna be surprised because they're releasing Armored Core. Oh yeah, so I might want to space things out a little bit. And luckily, Elden Ring is a big enough release where they can get away with, you know, releasing a DLC like a year or two later, you know? It was a big and successful enough game. It's not one of those games where it's like if you release something like that way down the line, then no one's gonna be playing it anymore and people are gonna be like, how do they release DLC at this point? Like, Elden Ring's big enough that they can absolutely do that. You know, I'll come back and play it. Okay, I'll just be between these. But yeah, done with Smash Bros. Brawl in the Wii version. Are you asking if I've done it before? Because yeah, it was one of the early challenge runs on the channel where we beat it on the hardest difficulty with a Wii remote rifle. Back when I was making a series I called Challenge Mode. That was back when I was trying to find what kind of content I can make on YouTube that can actually really hit it off. Which nowadays I've realized is video essays, and that's the thing where Bob that I put a lot of my editing time into. But back in my experimental phases, I tried making a show called Challenge Mode that was kind of like the completionist style of videos, but rather than completing 100% in games, it was beating games in a super crazy challenge way. So beat a Smash Bros. Brawl on a intense difficulty using a Cabell's Wii remote rifle as my controller that's still in the corner over there. Beat Super Luigi U with only one hand and one Joy-Con. The biggest one was we beat Undertale's Genocide mode while wearing oven mitts. That took me a great many months because you can't feel the buttons. What else did we do there? There were some, I think there were some other kind of crazy things, but those were the main three. So I tried making a series out of that, didn't really go anywhere, and I was like, well, guess we're not doing that anymore. I still do challenge runs here and there. You know, usually it's just playing games on the hardest difficulty, not, you know, these super crazy unheard things, but you know, that's the way it be. I found out that, you know, if a challenge is so unheard of that who the heck would possibly look up such a thing or look up challenge runs and hope to find that, like playing Undertale with oven mitts, that typically it's not gonna go anywhere. Typically no one's gonna find it. But I guarantee you if you Google Undertale oven mitts, I come up. After, like, you know, some people selling things like that on Etsy, I guess. Is the case. Now I thought you'd be hyped for Armored Cores. You thought the series died, but Miyazaki gives the gift of Mecha, apparently. That is the gift that's being given there. Making Lunatic Plus was a challenge run. Yeah, like there's stuff like that, but that's also just like the hardest difficulty. I was planning on making Awakening Lunatic Plus like a challenge mode episode back when I was doing that that series, but I never ended up doing so because, you know, I was starting to get invested in some other projects at that point, and I was like, huh, does this warrant an episode of that? Because it's not like it's doing like a spicy challenge or anything like that, you know, who the heck would try that? It's just an in-game difficulty. But such a brutally insane in-game difficulty that I thought maybe it warranted it. I wasn't quite sure. But yeah, there was a timeline out there where it might well have become a thingamabob there. I watch Awakening series a lot because it's basically used as a guide to get through there. I mean, I have a lot of failed attempts as well. There's probably might be a lot of videos out there that are just show people's successful attempts without the fails along the way. I don't know, get rid of this. But yeah, and it still really surprises me that my Awakening Lunatic Plus series is, I guess they work like booze here, is one of my most popular playthroughs I've ever made, interestingly enough, because I guess not a lot of people do full playthroughs of that. They just showcase the main chapters, and that is it. Which, you know, kind of makes me wish that I'd started it a little bit later, or that I had done the full playthrough starting at the time that I ended the playthrough, because, you know, by the time I ended the playthrough, it was basically like the modern-ish era of the channel. But when I started out, it was still as like pretty relatively new and cringy content creator, you know? So, you know, part one of my Awakening series isn't exactly the, you know, spitting image of high quality, you know? Not exactly, I wouldn't say there. But yeah, Lunatic Plus is very little content on YouTube, so I guess that's why it was able to do well there. And hey, if we end up doing Blazing Sword in the near future here and some Hector Hard Mode stuff, you know, maybe it's a old niche enough Fire Emblem that, you know, maybe there's not a whole lot going on with that. I don't know, but there's probably not as many people interested in something like that. People are still interested in playing Awakening to this day, you know, could tune into it for that very reason. Be like, all right, let's see someone else that did it before I try it myself, you know, or see what it's like, because it's a game that's a lot more feasible to play nowadays. Well, Blazing Sword is, you know, pretty feasible to play still, but, you know, just a lot of people that are like, ugh, like old school FE, gross, where it's actually a really fun game, you know, is real fun. That'll be a fun one to start there. And that was a game that was not on my little list there of already released games that I want to play in 2023, but just kind of had to impromptu get added to it after the whole Game Boy Advance scenario on the Switch. If I can, you know, get more on top of some other games here. Maybe it's not the biggest deal in the world because I do like me some Blazing Sword though. Old school FE wasn't weeb enough. Exactly that. That's what's going on here. Hope things are going well today. How's your Sabra? Man, there's not enough weeb going on here. I simply refuse to play it. I have a feeling that there's gonna be something requiring rock up here, right? Or stone, I guess it is. A little Kirby statue. But yeah, do they have, well, I guess they do have hard difficulties. I didn't do that on the hardest difficulty just because I figured, you know, all it changes is the amount that you have to grind is kind of what I figured. So I think I just played those on, whoa! Fairly certain I just played those on normal mode. Was the case. Also, it was kind of before the time that I tried to, tried to beat every, game on the hardest difficulty on this channel, which also isn't every game. Like when I saw Nier Automata's hardest difficulty is you get one shot at all times and you can't lock on. I was like, yeah, no, let's not do that. Okay, I play on autopilot. You know, I was just talking the last time that I streamed this about how Kirby games are like really easy to just kind of turn your brain off and play in autopilot. And that's what I do. And then it gives me good opportunities to ramble. How, you know, if I'm streaming something like Fire Emblem Engage, I'm spending 2 to 3 hours in a single map. And you'd think that'd be a really good time to ramble, but Engage takes like all my thinking energy, you know? I have to think about it real hard and figure out my moves. Whereas something like Kirby, I can just play by turning off my brain, and then we can ramble about whatever the heck. So because I'm playing by turning off my brain, I'm literally just playing on autopilot here, essentially, is what I'm doing. I'm not really using my brain all that much. It affords me the opportunity to chat about other stuff, unlike something like Fire Emblem where, you know, I'm stuck using my brain constantly for hours on end and stressing the heck out, you know. It's kind of the case here. So sometimes it's fun to just have games around here where I can turn off my brain and just chill, as we are now. So how you feel with Gungeon? What, that you can turn off your brain and play on autopilot, or the inverse where you need to concentrate and it's hard to talk about things? Is the case. Or either or, kind of difference in games there. So yeah, I'm honestly not really concentrating that much. I was just like, oh, a thing. And then the 2 brain cells in my head were like, yes, that's a thing that needs to be stopped. Let's stomp it. So, you know, I use a whole lot of my brain cells for something like Fire Emblem, but when I'm playing something like Kirby, yeah, I don't really do much thinking, honestly. So, what? Is there a thingamabob here? It's like one part of the brain's doing the talking, the second part of the brain does the autopilot. Yeah. Yeah. Sounds about right there. Someone memed the reason why it took 30 years to get 3D Kirby games is because the devs struggled to recreate that puzzle? Wait, what puzzle? How, what? Oh, I'm dumb. But I can just do that, right? But yeah, specifically told you to avoid Covenant of the, Champions hard mode during Dark Souls 2. Oh, for a, when it comes to other difficult things. Yeah, that, so there are definitely some exceptions, you know? Wait, for recreating what puzzle? Being able to turn one's brain off? The one puzzle you failed before because I stopped the thing? Okay. Struggled so long to create 3D Kirby because it's like, how can we debate somebody into stopping a thingamabob then? Okay, I gotcha. I got you now. MLG Snipe! Trained US sniper, 300 confirmed kills. Okay, I gotcha. No! Aha! Give me this ammo. Aha! Well, this is going splendidly now, isn't it? Aha! No! Oh my goodness, I thought that was gonna trap me underneath for a hot second there. That's what I honestly thought. Okay. Something like that. This guy's name is cracked, yeah. Yeah, I just play a lot of Valorant. I almost call it Valorant. I'm not familiar enough with it that I almost mispronounced it. Would that have been funnier, I wonder? Yeah, I play a lot of Valorant, so I know how to, so my aim is really on point. Yeah, I had a hard mode on Dark Souls too, and you find that hilarious. Good old DS2. Sphere Doomer. Whoa, let's not take myself out! My goodness. Well, Umbrella! Ah! Okay, well. No, I didn't take myself out! Oops. That's exactly what I did. Crap. Well. The fact that the blast zone, or just like the kill area, is so dang close to where the platform is. And going back and forth. Oh, it starts me from here, though. Whee! Wow, I'm like a Peach main that failed to recover. It's just such a weird game. And it's your guilty pleasure game. Is it bad? Yes. Do you love it? Yes. It's like me with some, some games there. I mean, especially certain aspects of games. It's like me with Fire Emblem Fates when you look at things like the story. You know, where it's like, yeah, that's not great, but I love this game. It's so silly. Or, there are games that just try overtly to be silly and weird. I enjoy. But yeah, no. No. Wow, the air killed him. Sweet. Give to me that. Wah. Give me that tomato. I love the tomato. It's fantastic. There are games that I like to play to make fun of as well. Like modern roller coaster tycoon games, for example. This way we go. Look how nice that background looks. It looks like the ending screen of the Subspace Emissary. That's what it looks like out there. My goodness. Well. All right, bonus thing. Goal game. The water looks so good. It looks so nice. You did it, Kirbo.